Now, of course, earlier we talked to Zambia's Finance and National Planning Minister, Dr. Situmbeko Musokotwane. He is currently in Washington, D.C., where the 2025 annual meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group kick off today. Now, these meetings will be critical in advancing Zambia's debt restructuring process, as well as other African countries, amongst other issues. Zambia has, of course, been seeking a 12-month extension of its IMF program and for a deal that includes additional financing by the year end. Now, early on, I spoke to the minister on his expectations at the meetings.
We are fairly confident that we should be able to reach a deal by the end of the year. This comes on the back of the track record that we've had implementing a program together with the IMF for the past 3 years. And at every point when it came to testing, we were found to be performers. So with that track record that has been established, we are fairly confident that by the end of the year, we should have agreed on the successor extension program for 1 year. We feel that the extension is necessary because even though we are, thank God, coming out of the debt crisis, having restructured our debt, we feel that in order to anchor the economy more favorably and more securely in the light of possible risks that may emerge in this current turbulent world, we feel that the presence of a program together with the IMF will help to solidify that confidence, solidify that state of the economy.
You mentioned the fact that you've been a great performer when it comes to the IMF program, and certainly we have seen the economy rebounding. Currently, the picture is quite positive. You saw the fastest annual expansion in growth in about 12 years. Inflation is also down. We've seen the kwacha strengthening. And of course, just recently, business conditions in the country have improved at the fastest pace since the year 2018. So what fundamentals are driving this trend? And one has to ask, are they strong enough to sustain this growth going forward?
The most important fundamentals was our acceptance 4 years ago that we had a debt crisis and that we should not pretend that it did not exist. We needed to admit that and work with the partners to resolve the debt through debt restructuring. That has been, by and large, been done. And our next focus area has been how do we now move from just merely sorting out the debt problem to actually doing things that are of meaning to the ordinary person. What do we do next to make sure that the economy stabilizes? What do we do next to make sure that investment takes place so that jobs are created? What do we do next to ensure that we invest into our people? Now, the investment drive that has been most critical, and this is what we've been focusing on, and this is what we are going to continue to focus on, because it is investment that has led to us getting toward the 3 million tons of copper that we said we aspired to achieve. It is investments that we are seeing getting into infrastructure like roads. In the last 3 years, we have signed PPP projects in the road sector and the related issues like border areas worth close to $2 billion US. So, in short, therefore, creating conditions of macroeconomic stability, reducing those barriers to investment. In other words, quickening regulations, giving permits faster, fighting corruption, and also making it clear that we are a country sitting on the kind of resources, natural resources, critical minerals that the world now needs. These are the things that are at the fundamental stage of creating this interest in the Zambian economy. And because these investments are in long-term ventures, we are therefore confident that this is a game that is there for a long time, sustainable, because the projections everywhere show that copper demand will be rising and related industries. So we are absolutely confident that this is sustainable.